Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. I'm incredibly influential.
And I am highly successful.
It is Thursday, June 16th, 2022, as we are recording this, and I am sick as a motherfucking dog. I feel terrible. So I'm going to dedicate this to. I think we should dedicate this episode to Dayquil and to dads because I was gonna go down and see my dad for Father's Day this weekend, and then I got sick, but he was very understanding about it. So I want to dedicate it to dads. Dads are pretty cool. Thanks, Dad.
Well, dads are all right.
Love you.
I don't want to hype up dads too much.
Yeah,
Dads
I
are
know, I
cool.
know. You've got issues with dads, but
Yeah, a little bit.
in a way, aren't I your dad?
No, in fact, you are not.
Okay. Well, um, I think the first thing that we should talk about is uh the people who are working on Halo Infinite made a bit of a fucky wucky
Did they?
over the yes a little while ago. The Juneteenth, because Juneteenth is going to be the same day as Father's Day. By the time this comes out, it will have already been Father's Day and Juneteenth. So happy Juneteenth, and happy Father's Day, everyone. Um, but they did a bit of a fucky wucky, and they named the Juneteenth skin for Halo Infinite. They named it Bonobo, and that is very racist. It is, yeah. It
Is
it
that racist?
astounds me. You know, like how can someone be that stupid, right?
Wait. So they named what Bonobo?
So they introduced a new color palette, I think, for Juneteenth, and they called
Okay.
it Bonobo. And Juneteenth, if you didn't know, is a holiday commemorating a terrible thing that happened to the African American community. And they, oh wait, no, it's the day they, no, that's the, hmm. You know what? I'm a pretty bad person to be honest. That I don't know what Juneteenth is. Juneteenth is the emancipation of slaves in the Union, but it also commemorates a pretty horrible thing that happened, which was they were enslaved for hundreds of years. So I guess that is correct. But like
But
because
what? Why is the name Bonobo like significant? I don't
so
know a lot about the name Bonobo.
a bonobo is a type of it's like a distant cousin to the chimpanzee, and white
Oh,
people
okay.
have had
I feel
a
like it probably
history.
was a mistake, but I do feel like that type of mistake probably should have been caught. Um,
There
so
should have been.
it's hard to excuse it, that's for sure. But I don't think it was like harmful, or it wasn't intentionally harmful. Not intentionally at least.
I don't think so. I think there's no way you could be that stupid to name
I
something
no, well,
bonobo.
I definitely think they could be that stupid though.
I don't know.
Don't put
There,
it past them. They definitely could be that stupid.
yeah, you can't really. Yeah, no. But like, it seems like every month or so, there's a story of another corporation fucking up. Excuse me.
Oh,
Sorry,
hmm.
the COVID is really hitting me like a motherfucker. But it seems like every month or so, there's a new corporation who does something really stupid and racist, and they should have caught it by now. Every single time it happens, there's like a big outcry, and people hear about it, and everyone we all learn from it, except we don't because in less than a month somebody makes the same fucking mistake again or a different one. But it's like you should know to not use a holiday commemorating the the hard won struggle of black people in America to win slavery by comparing them to monkeys. That's fucking stupid and racist, and I don't know
I definitely, like I
how
said,
that happened.
I I find it hard to believe that, again, it was intentional. And if it is intentional, it's not the whole company, but definitely there needs to be more moderation.
Yeah.
Um, like I don't want to put it past them that there's like not one or two people in each organization or in all organizations that probably has some sort of vendetta against somebody or something.
Yeah.
I just think that there definitely needs to be a little bit of more moderation. That way, things like this will stop happening, right?
Yeah.
And
I
even
mean,
if it was a mistake, again, with moderation, it wouldn't have happened.
yeah, I think that's probably accurate. That's probably accurate to say.
Because, like, for me, for example, I didn't even know it was a big deal until you told me.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I just feel like if you're going if you are going to name something a bonobo, you know what a bonobo is, right?
It is
So,
a very, very specific name. I'm very curious how they got to that name and didn't realize what it was, or didn't,
I think they
again,
knew what it was.
catch what it was.
I think
Or
the unintentionalness, here's what I'm thinking. If it was unintentional, which I'm not sure about, I think they knew what animal it was, because I don't think you would name something after an animal if you didn't know what animal it was. And they knew that it was going up for Juneteenth. Maybe they didn't know what Juneteenth was for. Like,
like, is
unfortunately,
there
I
any
did.
other possible like thing bonobo could mean?
No, it's just an animal.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just a
Well,
monkey.
like I said, it is very hard to excuse. And I do feel like, yeah, maybe they just didn't understand the significance of Juneteenth. That might have been part of the issue as well. Maybe they knew it was
Yeah,
an animal, but they just didn't know the significance of Juneteenth. Either
maybe.
way, I feel like I said, you just need somebody there that's able to understand these sort of issues and catch the mistakes, right? That's why it's good
Yeah,
to have an ethically diverse team to be like, that's not cool.
yeah. But uh yeah, so I hope, Halo figures out where they fucked up there and fixes that. But speaking of Twitter, um there was a tweet that I bookmarked on the account that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now.
Oh, there's also a
And
tweet that I saw that I wanted to mention as well.
okay. Let's do yours first. I've waited this long, I can wait a little longer.
Well, for anybody who's listening to the podcast that hasn't checked out our Twitter, definitely do so. Um, we well, Nick posts a lot more on Twitter than I do, but I do get notifications, and I saw that we got a reply for your
Oh, god
COVID
damn you.
for your
God damn
COVID
you.
tweet,
You son of a bitch. I
and
saw that
the
too.
tweet reads, "Incredibly influential has COVID. Officially has COVID. We'll be
I
recording an
do.
episode either tonight or tomorrow. This was yesterday, so tomorrow. Post any topic ideas or well wishes in the replies below." And we did get one reply, one that I'd like to read out from a Justin Connor. Thank you out there,
God damn
Justin
it,
Connor, for
Justin.
this.
You traitor. You traitor. You're supposed to be on my team,
And
Justin.
it says, note that I agree that in the recent podcast, incredibly influential is only at 1, not 2. I agree with highly successful that there was not enough of a setup to score a point. Now, we did ask you to tell us on Twitter, and y'all have spoken, or at least one of y'all has spoken. So now
That's
it's
not
official.
fair.
The
That's not
official score is at 1. I
so
just wanted to point
so
that out.
that's bullshit. All right. I'm sick. So right now COVID's kicking my ass. And then now just for context, that's my godfather, by the way. And now he's kicking me while I'm down.
I did think it was
I
very
can't
strange
even
how he
defend myself.
decided to wait until the COVID post to say that, but either way, we appreciate your support, Justin. Thank you, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for watching, even though you're backstabbing me, stabbed me right in the back. Damn.
Yes,
Yeah,
but if y'all wanna, if y'all want us to read your tweets or replies, definitely check us out on Twitter. We'll probably check in and tell you more in the future. But I'll let you do your tweet now.
yeah. Um. So someone came out and said that Netflix could have owned the next 9 weeks of They said conservation, but they meant conversation on the internet by releasing Stranger Things in weekly episodes.
Mhm.
And they would have been like, oh, there'd be more theories and more discussions, and it would have shrunk the impact that Obi-Wan and Miss Marvel had. But everyone's like, oh no, everyone's saying it's dead, but it's not dead. People are still talking about it. People are still waiting for these last two episodes to release, and people would still be talking about it even if it did come out in binge order. You know why? Because the first 3 seasons of Stranger Things came out in binge order, and they were all great. Everyone fucking loved them. They get better every season. I swear to God. I think season one is, or no, season two is the one that I don't really vibe with. But like season one, season two, season three, season four, it gets better every time. And people are still going to be talking about it because people are still talking about it. People are still making memes about it. This obsession with going back to cable, what with Netflix putting ads on there at the end of this year, and the getting rid of binge release is there's a reason we all went away from cable, right? Binge release is better for the viewers. There's less bullshit waiting. You release it all for everyone to watch and they can enjoy it all at their own pace. They don't have to rely on some bullshit pace dictated to them by a studio or a network. They can watch it as fast as they want. They can avoid their own spoilers. They're big kids. They know how to avoid spoilers. We live in the age of the internet. Everyone knows how to avoid spoilers.
Mhm.
You know? And it's like it's more viewer friendly if they can watch it at their own pace and enjoy it at their own pace. Me, I love to binge. I love binging. I binged I discovered that I loved binging the first time I got attached to a Netflix show, which was Netflix's Daredevil in what was that, 2015, 2014?
I think that for me, I also agree with I love binging, and I have put off shows just so I could binge it later on. I remember one show that I was really into, my mom got me into, was Shameless. She used to watch that a lot, and I ended up watching it with her, right?
Yes,
I
and you're
remember
awesome.
I
Yep.
remember when the last season came out on TV, I chose to pretty much ignore it until it all came out and just binged it all in like 2 days. And I just, like I said, I love the idea of just watching it all at once, That way I don't have to like wait and like have that, just kind of like unfinished conclusion, right?
Yes.
And I have been telling myself for a long time that I will eventually watch certain animes when they come out in full,
Yeah.
certain shows, certain animes, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting, and it's gonna be glorious when it comes. I'm excited. But Daredevil, you said Daredevil?
Yes, Daredevil was really the first show that I got into binging. That was like one of the first big real Netflix shows, and it was fucking good. And then Jessica Jones came out, and I binged that, and it was fucking good. And then BoJack Horseman came out, and I didn't really binge it that much. I watched all of season one though; it was pretty good. It's a great show though. BoJack, everyone should watch BoJack. Everybody needs to watch BoJack. Go watch BoJack Horseman. It's all on Netflix. Binge the fuck out of it. It's really good.
I do have to say there are certain shows that I've watched, right? That I feel like if I watch too many episodes, I kind of get burnt out a little bit of it. Kind of
Yeah.
like if you ever watch like The Office. The Office is very repetitive with like,
Mm-hmm.
their stories and all that. Which is why if you watch too much of it in one sitting, it kind of feels you kind of get tired of it, right? It's that's one of those shows you watch kind of whenever you're in the mood for it. But I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
like the shows that are coming out now, like the action shows with all these cliffhangers at the end, those are the type
Yeah.
of shows that I love binging. Kind of like how you were saying, like Daredevil and all that. I never watched Daredevil, but kind of like with these new Marvel shows, right? Something really exciting happens at the very end of the episode, and all you want to do is click the next one, but then you gotta wait a week, right?
Yeah. I mean, like that's where cliffhangers come from, you know? Like those like weekly released like Pulp Fiction novels in the Victorian days, you know? Like they used to do that cuz it kept people coming back, but I think if you can release all your content all at once and people will still watch it, that means it's a show of good quality. And I think the quality should speak for itself. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where my head's at with that. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about another social media thing.
What's going on?
Um, it was actually something you posted.
I posted?
Yes, yes. So
Oh, you're talking about Instagram. Okay.
um,
I
so on Instagram, my dear co-host. Oh, my dear sweet co-host. Follow him, by the way, at Trey dot aka dot Danny underscore boy.
That's me.
He posted a picture of him and his lovely girlfriend Jennifer, who has guest starred on the podcast before. Um, and in a post, why don't you describe what the image is actually? Why don't you
Well,
describe it in your
let
own
me
words?
discuss kind of the story of why this post came to be, right?
Yeah.
So, I was doing like a little errand with Jennifer for that little fireworks stand job that I kind of mentioned to you, and I might have mentioned before on
Yes.
the podcast, right?
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and we were kind of just chilling, having a long day, and somehow, some way, it came up that Jennifer didn't believe me that they served a chicken nugget order of 40 pieces, right? And in an effort to prove her wrong and to get that tiny little win, that little useless, medal of honor, that you get whenever you win an argument, I went to McDonald's. And it saddened me so much that they didn't have the 40-piece box. I felt so defeated, but I thought, at least I can still get a good Instagram post out of this, right? And I
Yes.
forget what the caption was. I don't have it pulled up right now,
Do you
but
want me to read the caption?
oh, sure, why not?
Okay. So it's ahem. We're eating like kings today, smiley face with tongue out. Hashtag not sponsored dot 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 yet.
That's right.
And
That's right.
you are so earnest and genuine
I
on social
know.
media.
I am.
And it's a little bit infuriating, to be honest. It's a little bit infuriating
What about it is infuriating? Exactly.
because like
Well, also,
this is the
like to kind of
internet,
explain the
man.
picture, right? The picture was, I think, me and my girlfriend holding two
You're
20-piece nuggets and some fries, I believe, right?
Yeah, and the bag was on her lap. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so that was the goal was to get a picture with the 40-piece box, but they didn't have the box, so they just gave it two 20 pieces.
Yeah, I've gotten 100 before.
I have never been that bold, unfortunately. I've only ever delved into the 40s. The 100 sounds like way too much.
I mean, it was for more people, you know. It
If they're
was
do they actually have a single box for a 100? If they do, I'd love to see
no,
that.
no, they gave me
Oh, okay.
520s.
Oh, that's sad because there is actually a 40-piece box you can that I found online. The one they used to have. I don't know if they still have it. Maybe they do. Maybe they just didn't have that day. I was sad
Maybe.
about it though.
Yeah. It is kind of a shame, but you know,
But tell me why you're so frustrated about my earnestness.
cuz we live in an age of irony, dude. Things are supposed to be ironic, you know? Like we're you are on like 0 or maybe 1 level of irony. And you've got to be like I've been irony poisoned, I guess. I guess that's the term that I like to use, is that I've been irony poisoned.
But you have to
So,
understand, like for me, and this might be difficult for some people out there to understand, but for me, I don't care about likes or follows or any of that sort of stuff. I post whatever I want and whenever I feel like it, which is why I almost never post, except for if it's my birthday or whenever I have like a really funny idea. I was laughing a lot that day, so I was like, let's do it, let's go for it, right? It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like gold, right? It's wonderful. But like I said, I feel like a lot of people they tried so hard to be what they think other people will like, and I just try my best to be me. You know what I mean? That's all I try to do.
I don't know, I think it's fucking cringe, but whatever. I
Hey
think it's a
man,
little bit
as
fucking
long as I
cringe.
have fun, that's what matters.
Is it? Is it? All right. Well, um
Well, I had
uh
something I wanted to talk about. If you haven't already, okay, I have something I want to talk about. If you don't have
yeah,
anything,
go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. So, did you watch the announcements for the Xbox games coming out at the Bethesda Game Showcase?
No, Starfield.
Yes, they did have a
Um,
little Starfield trailer. It doesn't look like much yet. I'm really hoping that we see more. It looks all right. We did get to see Todd Howard though, the glorious Todd Howard from last
Todd the
episode.
God, the Rod, the
Um,
Mod Howard.
I saw that we finally got some update on Hollow Knight Silk Song, which is a game that I have been looking forward to forever, as have a lot of
Yeah, I
people.
bet you have.
And I can't wait to force Nick to play it after I 100% it.
I
And
fucking
then
hate you. I fucking
we got
hate you.
Overwatch
I hate
2,
you so
another
much.
game that I'm really looking forward to because I loved Overwatch 1. Played so much Overwatch 1. We're so excited for that, right? We got Persona. Persona's going to Xbox. What do you think about that?
I do not give a shit.
All right, not a Persona guy. It's all right. Did you see that you can uh, have Halo Infinite's Pelican in Microsoft Flight Simulator? Because apparently there's a 40th anniversary edition,
I saw that
and
on YouTube. I
you can
did.
apparently go into space now. I think with the Halo expansion here. So that's I never was into the Flight Simulator, but I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't have
But
a good enough PC for it, but I would like to. I would like to have a flight stick and
oh,
set
you're
that
you're
up.
thinking about actually getting the whole flight stick setup.
Yeah.
It is kind of hard to do on a controller, but yeah, it's
So
possible if you really
I
want
mean,
to.
I play a lot of playing games on my controller, but something you guys might not know about me, unless you like follow me on YouTube or whatever, is I play a lot of playing games. I do. I like them, and
Until you just
yeah,
mentioned it, it never occurred to me, just how many playing games you play. And now I'm noticing a pattern. Why do you play so many playing games?
I guess I guess my dad kind of started me on that route, right? I'm looking right at my dresser, and I have a bunch of Star Wars spaceships and also real life planes. because I'm a gigantic fucking nerd. But also, my
Nice.
dad bought most of them for me, or my mom bought some of them too. And it's like, uh, the real planes my dad bought for me, and yeah, he was really big into them, when he was a kid. I don't think his eyes were good enough for him to be a pilot, but of course, he loved Top Gun because everyone fucking loves Top Gun. It's a great movie, and that's what inspired him to get into motorcycles, and it's also what inspired him to get into
Are y'all gonna watch the new
planes.
movie?
I watched it like opening night, or maybe not opening night, but like pretty close to it. Yeah, it was better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was just gonna be uh, like basically what all the sequels to 80s movies that come out 40 years later are. But no, it was really good. It was actually really, really, really strong. And yeah, but yeah, my dad got me into him, got me into to planes and stuff. And my uncle's a pilot too, so I guess the whole family is. And my grandpa on the other side of my family was also a pilot. He was a getaway pilot for a bank robbery one time, which is pretty fucking baller if you ask me. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I play a lot of plane games.
You play a lot of
Um,
plane games. That's good. But there is a couple more little announcements that were made. There's a game Redfall. Do you know about a lot about Redfall?
I think I saw a tweet saying that you can play as any hero you want in Redfall, and that's all I heard about Redfall.
That
So I
doesn't
really
really
don't
mean
care.
anything, but
Exactly.
so I don't
Yeah,
know what tweet you saw, but
it's
it's
from
it says it's a
Bethesda.
co-op first-person shooter. So maybe something we could check out. It says you fight against vampires. Could be
Oh,
cool.
that's the one.
It could be cool.
That's
You
the
know.
Vampire Left for Dead one. I knew there was one coming out. That was like there was like four Left for Dead games that were coming out in
Is that
like
what
a short
is that what it
succession of
is? It's Left
time.
4 Dead, you think? Oh, I haven't watched the trailer, but
There
that
was Back for Blood, which is Left for Dead but shit. There was
yeah.
um Aliens Fireteam Elite, which is Left for Dead but third person and in the Aliens universe. And then there was Redfall, which is Left for Dead but vampires.
Well, hopefully Left 4 Dead the Vampires is gonna
Hopefully
be
that's the
better
best
than Back 4
one.
Blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there was Arc 2, but with Vin Diesel this time, you know. So now we have
Arc.
dinosaurs and Vin Diesel.
What? What the
Have you
fuck?
have you not seen it? It's Arc 2, the second arc,
What?
but with Vin
So
Diesel,
Ark Survival Evolved is getting a sequel.
and it has Vin Diesel.
Excuse me.
Yes.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, are you surprised that it's getting a sequel or that Vin Diesel's in it?
Both.
Oh, okay.
It's an MMO. Why would you why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you make a sequel to an MMO? This doesn't make any sense.
I'm just saying that these are tons of games. Maybe we can get some streams out of this, you know.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you for bringing this to
Uh
my attention.
there is a Hot Wheels expansion for Forza 5.
That is pretty
Nice.
ballin', not gonna lie.
There's a new Minecraft spin-off coming out. And it says it's going to be an action strategy spin-off.
Didn't they already make one and it was bad?
That was Minecraft
Dungeons or
okay,
whatever the fuck.
I actually forgot until you just mentioned. Yeah, Minecraft Dungeons. This one's called Minecraft Legends. So,
Whatever. I don't really
we'll
care.
we'll see if it
Move
amounts to
on.
anything. And
Moving
there's a
on.
game called Pentiment, which is a narrative game from the creators of Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
It might
Obsidian.
be like
That's fine.
a single player game, but
Obsidian. I do enjoy Obsidian games. Okay. Next.
there was like a Sea of Thieves update, but it's just pretty much customization, so that's not really interesting. There's Elder
Uh,
Scrolls Online, which I don't know if you care about, but that's all
no,
right.
not especially.
But I'm excited for a lot of them, you know, especially Silk Song, because Silk Song is a game that's been kind of like teased for like the last 4 years with no news, and we finally get some news.
Yeah. See, you know
And
what?
there was one more showcase, not the Xbox showcase, showcase that I did kind of view a little bit,
And what's that?
and that's the Assassin's Creed 15th Anniversary
I
Showcase.
fucking hate you. I fucking hate you, and I
Now,
fucking hate Assassin's Creed. I
it's been
hate it. I
15
hate it.
years since the launch of Assassin's Creed, the first one, the original, right?
Back before it was shit.
And let me tell you, it was a disappointing showcase. There was almost nothing in it.
Oh wow, you're surprised that Assassin's Creed was going to be disappointing.
Let me
Wow.
describe to you like kind of what it was. That way you can kind of like feel the disappointment that I felt, right?
That's like going outside in the summer and being disappointed that it's hot.
Excuse you. It's hot all year round, okay? Not just in the
Shut
summer.
up, suck a dick. Fuck you. You
Okay, now where was I? So here's how
were
it
talking
starts,
about
right?
dumb shit.
So at the very beginning, tells us what's gonna go on in Valhalla. It also kind of gives you kind of a plan of what's gonna release in the future for Valhalla, and then it says if you want to see stuff for new games in the series, wait until September, right? And that's all within like the first 5-10 minutes maybe that it does all that, and then the next 90 minutes are divided into two segments. One where they just play through Assassin's Creed Origins with the new 60 FPS update, and the second where they talk about like the comic books and stuff. And that's the entire showcase. So within the first 10 minutes, that was pretty much the only part that most people cared about, including myself. And they didn't even talk about new games. They just kind of said, "Come back later," and that was it.
I don't know what you got your hopes up for. It's Ubisoft.
But there was one new addition to Valhalla they did mention was coming. Apparently, they're gonna add a roguelite game mode into Assassin's Creed. So I'm
Why?
curious
I don't fucking
because
get
they
it.
want to and they can.
All right. Well,
And I'll let you know how that is, how that update. But I thought that was interesting.
it's
I'm
not going to
definitely more
convince me to play
excited.
it.
No,
You
no,
don't need to tell me.
definitely. Well, things I don't care about you playing single player games as much because, that's up to you. I just want you to play multiplayer games with me, man. We need to hang out, you know?
All right. Well, speaking of the two of us in our relationship,
Oh, yeah, what a transition that is.
I had a little game picked out.
I'm
Uh,
aware.
I had you pick out some questions, and I had you write down the answers to those questions.
Okay.
So you wrote them down like that they're pertaining to you, right? Like if the question was asked to you and then you wrote down the answer about yourself, right?
Yes, I have to say, two of these questions I may not have taken super seriously, but the other three are going to be fine, I'm sure.
Okay. I have also written 5 questions from this list. Uh, we're
Hmm.
we're playing the Newlywed Game, is what it's called. If you guys are too young for that, it's basically someone asks you a bunch of questions about your spouse, or in my case, fucking parasite tumor.
Co-hosts, co-hosts, co-host,
Parasitic tumor. Parasitic tumor
co-host.
is what I prefer.
Co-host is, I
Um,
think, what we're gonna go with here.
and you get about 50 questions in this list, but we've narrowed it down to 5 because we don't want to be here all night. And yeah, you you answer the questions. You write down your answer to the questions, and your spouse writes down the answer that they think, and then you compare answers. But obviously, you guys can't really see us, so we've just written them down for ourselves. Anywho,
Yes, he'll quiz me. I'll quiz him. We'll see uh how many each of us get right.
all right. So, uh, to start, uh, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Do you want to guess
I
first, or do you
I'm
want to
I'm
be guessed?
curious about your question, so I'll guess.
Okay. So the first question I have is number 9, which is who is most likely to deal with a spider between me and you?
Mm, uh, Probably you, if I had to say. I am not much for bugs. I've always kind of been very, very, very like like fearful of bugs. It's something that I've that's bothered me for a long time. So, but spiders aren't not nearly as bad as some other things. I have to say, spiders are, I don't know. They're not as bad as some other things. Roaches are the worst though. Roaches are the worst. But I think definitely think Nick. Nick is probably the person who'll get it here.
That is not what I wrote down. I wrote down that you would because I have a thing about spiders and I have a thing about frogs.
See, the thing is for me, it's like insects in general. Spiders, out of all of the insects, are probably one of the ones I don't care about nearly as much. I still fear them, but I don't fear
Then
them
you
nearly as much as other things.
then you're gonna be able to kill him. So
But
all right,
I
so no points for you.
but I didn't know that you had to think about spiders. I'm learning so much.
See,
That's all the point of the
see.
game, guys. Wow.
All right, now, I'm guessing. What's your first question?
Okay, do you have the list of questions pulled up?
I do. Yes.
Okay, can you read, or should I read? Question number 3.
Question 3. Who is the better kisser?
So I want you
Um.
to guess here.
So this is going to be me guessing your sense of humor. I think you're going to say that. All right. So like, here's the thing, though, right? Like, the answer could be you saying you, right? I
Right.
think that would be the least ironic. I think if you said it was me, that would be um more ironic and therefore more funny, but you are not the type of person to go that many levels deep of irony. I'm going to say that you wrote down your own name, that you said you are the better kisser.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. Even if that wasn't the right answer, which it is, but I still
I'm not
appreciate
saying I believe
hearing
that.
it. I appreciate
I'm not
hearing it,
saying
you
I
know?
believe that. I'm just saying that I
Somebody
know that you think that. I'm
somebody please
saying
clip it out of context,
I
please.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I
Clip it
never.
out of
I noticed.
context.
I was very careful to not say that you are a better kisser because you're
Hey,
not.
hey, hey, that was it. He just said it. Clip it.
I'm gonna.
Clip it.
I fucking hate you so
He said the
much.
words in the order that I needed him to. Clip it.
Fuck off. All right.
Okay,
Uh.
there's only 2 throwaway questions. That was my first one. You'll hear the other one later.
All right. Number 10. Uh. Is what Disney character am I most like?
Oh man, that's gonna actually be my next question too. But
Oh shit. I had to
um,
rack my brain about this because I have not watched the classic Disney movies since I was a fucking kid, if at
I
all.
I was gonna change it to who's my favorite character. Um,
No, no,
but
no.
but I think it's the same answer either way because I'm confident. But who are you most like? It seems like you're not even that into Disney, right? So I'm trying to
I'm
think of who
not.
you would choose. You wouldn't choose somebody that's like too obscure. You choose something super obvious, I feel like, you know. And
That's a fair assumption.
I'm also thinking about how classic are we talking about here? Are we talking about like original Disney or are we talking about like
I'm saying
are we talking about like
anything from
90s
the.
Disney, like
I'm
2000s
saying
Disney? We're talking about like the
anything
super
from
recent
the.
stuff.
I'm saying anything from Disney animated. I'll narrow it down to there. It's
Animated
something
like
from the Disney animated.
all the animated styles though, right? We're talking about like
Nothing from Pixar, nothing from Marvel, nothing from Star Wars.
okay. Okay.
Yep.
Who are you most like? That's a great question. Um
Yep. Yes, it is. It is a very good question.
uh see, there's an answer that I want to say, but I definitely don't think that you would have chosen it because I feel like that this is the hard thing. Am I supposed to say what I really believe, or am I supposed to pick what you said?
I don't know. I think that's up to you. I can't tell you. I You got to guess what I think. That's the whole point of the game.
Oh
You
man.
just tell me what you think I wrote down, and then we can discuss later what you think I actually am.
Okay. You wrote down. I'm trying to think of the Disney movies now too. Now I'm coming up with a blank.
I
uh,
thought you had an answer. It sounded like you had an answer already, but I guess you didn't.
no. Okay, that's the answer I'll tell you afterwards that I was thinking of. Because that's what I want to say, but I feel like that's not what you put. I'm
A
gonna
hundred
put.
percent, I know what that answer is, and that might be what I wrote down. That might be what I wrote down.
Oh my
'Cause this is a
god.
very good answer. This is a very good answer.
Oh, oh my. Okay, no. I don't think you went that obscure. I don't. But I'll still say it anyways because it's the only thing I can think of. I'm
All
gonna
right.
say the evil stepmother from Cinderella.
I feel like
That's my answer.
even that's a little bit too obscure, and I don't think you
That's too obscure too.
I don't think you thought too deep about it.
I couldn't think about it.
I put
I,
down Pumbaa because I'm fat. Those are my exact
that's like
words.
the one Disney movie that I always tend to forget because
That's
it's
the one
like
I remembered. That's the only one I remembered.
I think of the ones with the people. I don't remember the ones with the animals as much.
But yeah, no, Pumbaa because I'm
Pumbaa
fat.
because I'm fat. That's actually not bad. That's actually not a bad one. But I feel like
Fuck
the
off, I hate you.
reason
You're not
the
supposed to agree with that.
I no, I feel like not because you're fat, but just because I can see the personality in you. You know what I mean? I can
Yeah,
see it.
yeah, I guess. I feel like I'm a mix of Timon and
And
Pumbaa.
I went too obscure even when I was trying not to. I was like
You
Cinderella's not
did.
that obscure, right?
Why do
But
you think I'm Cinderella's evil stepmother? Let's
I
hear
don't
this.
well, okay. Well, I was hoping that we would just glance past it, but if we must delve into it, I'm just saying that every now and then you can be a little rude. And
Fuck
I'm
off. I
Cinderella in this
hate you.
situation, right?
You son
And
of a bitch. You're not
see,
Cinderella. Cinderella's
see,
pretty.
see, see,
Cinderella's pretty. You're not
exactly. See,
Cinderella.
do you see? This is just how the stepmother would act to Cinderella all the time. It's like,
Shut
oh,
up.
my
Fuck
daughters
off.
are prettier than you. Oh, you're
They
not going to
are.
the ball, Cinderella. Oh, stay home and do
Yeah, I
my
bet you
laundry.
like balls. I bet you like balls.
See,
We'll get to that later.
I just
Um,
approved the point.
my turn. What Disney character are you most like? All right.
I don't know if you're gonna think of the one that I put.
I'm
It's my favorite
sure I'm
character, and it's
not.
also the one that I identify with most.
All right. So
I
it's got to
have
be
it
someone
selected as my
who's.
icon on Disney Plus. I'm just
Oh,
committed to this
fuck.
character, right?
Fuck. All right. Is it from a Disney animated movie?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Is
can't
it
answer.
from
I
the
can't answer too many
90s?
questions.
Is it from the 90s era?
I have to say it is. I think I'll tell you that it's was released after 2000. So, but,
After 2000. I think it's
but that's all
Olaf.
I can
I
say.
think it's Olaf. I think it's 100% Olaf. The fucking snowman.
I don't think anybody's gonna get a point this game. I have a feeling.
What is it then?
I put Flynn Rider from Tangled.
You
'Cause I
are
love
not
Flynn Rider.
Flynn Rider. You
I
are
love Flynn Rider from
not
Tangled. I
Flynn
love Flynn
Rider.
Rider.
You are the least Flynn Rider human being I have ever met.
I
Oh my
identify as
god.
Flynn Rider.
All right, fine. Moving on.
My
Question
character on Disney
12.
Plus and everything. Okay.
Question 12 is what is my pet name for you?
Okay. I'm gonna go with bitch.
Oh my god, that's correct.
Oh,
I
one
would
point.
I wrote down little bitch, but I would have accepted bitch. That is correct.
Little
That
bitch is
is
way more condescending.
I know. That's why I love it. Puts you in your place.
I feel like it's such a the fact that I knew that is I feel like it's a problem. I'm in a
You
toxic
jumped
relationship.
right to it. You jumped right to it. I'm so proud of you, bitch.
I
Oh my
think that
god.
I am in a toxic relationship, guys. I'm
Shut
not
the fuck
sure.
up. Shut the fuck up. You talk when you're told to. All right.
All right,
My
read
turn.
off question number 6 for me.
Number 6. All right. Who said I love you first? I think it was me. It was me. Because I say it as a joke. All right. For context, everyone. Whenever I call him, I hang up the phone and I say I love you, and then I hang up. So I think it was me.
Yes, that is true. You know,
I
you
have a
confessed your
point.
love long before me. So it's 1-1.
1-1. Here we go.
The
All
other
right.
two, I think, are. I feel like you have a decent chance of getting them. For sure, for
You
sure.
might get this last one. Honestly, you might get the last one, but this is not the last one. This is number 4. Can you read off question number 16 for me, please?
Nice scroll down. 16. What is their
Yes.
favorite thing about themselves?
Yes. What is my favorite thing about me?
What is your favorite thing about you? I feel like you can just go with something simple and say like your penis, because I feel like you do love mentioning that all the time, right?
Suck my dick. Fuck off.
But I'm trying to think if you would think of something a little bit more clever, right? Like maybe I feel like it's either your penis or the fact that you're always right. That's probably what you would say. I don't agree with it again, right? But
I if we're gonna clip me, then we're gonna clip the shit out of that. We're gonna clip the shit out of that. Also, I'm gonna have your MP3, like the MP3 recording of this episode. So I'm keeping that. But
yeah, sure. Whenever whatever helps you sleep at night, you just play that clip
yeah.
over and over.
What's your
um,
final guess? What is your final guess?
I'm gonna go with the fact that not that you think that you're always well. I'm gonna say the fact that you're always right is probably what you like best about yourself. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I think you went a little bit too deep on it. I just
A
wrote
little bit.
my hair, my lovely, gorgeous hair. I have
Really?
great hair, dude. Dude, I have
I
fucking great hair.
you do have nice
Like
hair, but I didn't
I
know
have
that
a
you were as into your hair as I do now.
oh yeah,
I now know.
it's I spend a lot of time working on it. I have a hair routine and everything, and maybe I'll tell you guys in a future episode. But until then, you can just sit there and wonder. All right, what's your next question?
Question number 11.
What is your worst habit?
I feel like this one's a pretty easy one
I
if you know me. And you probably can guess it without
the
thinking.
answer is procrastinating. The answer you've written down and the answer that is correct is procrastinating. But I also would have put down being a little bitch. But that
If
is
that's your answer, then you would be wrong, sir.
no, procrastinating is the correct answer.
Yes, that is the correct answer. Unfortunately, there's nothing funny about it. It's just a very sad habit that I haven't broken yet.
We call that 2 for 1. I'm winning.
You
Winning is
are.
great.
You
All
are.
right. Last question for me is
Let's hear it.
can you read off question number 24, please?
What are you most likely to argue about? Let me think. What are some trigger words for him? If I say Hollow Knight, he gets triggered. If I say Assassin's Creed, he gets triggered. But I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know
think
what
of
you're
this.
talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not the least bit argumentative. I am
No,
not.
you don't think so?
I am calm and collected.
What are we most likely to argue about? To be honest,
Zen.
can I just put anything as my answer? Because I feel like you just love arguing, to be honest.
But what did I write down? Did I write that down? What do you
I
think I wrote
I
down?
feel like that's the honest answer, but I don't know if that's what you wrote down.
Do you know me to be an honest person? That's the real question.
Well, you're never honest with yourself about how wrong
I'm
you are all the time. But
is that so?
that is. But let's think. What are we most likely to argue about? I don't know. I'm trying to think what you would write. I'll just put everything. Probably just everything. It's a good answer.
Is is that your final answer?
Sure. I'll probably lose, but it's okay.
Your first instinct was correct. I actually wrote down Hollow Knight. Those were the words that I wrote down.
Actually, Hollow Knight? That's so
Yes.
funny. That's so
Yes.
funny.
I fucking hate that game. It's so overrated. All right. Now,
Aren't you
this is
excited for
just for
Silk Song?
posterity. Shut the fuck up. Now this is just for posterity. This is just for posterity. All right. What's your last question?
Okay, so this last question is a little bit interactive, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to send me a picture, right,
Of
of
my
uh,
penis? My
read number
penis?
27. Read number 27.
Who has the worst handwriting?
Yes, and now you send me a picture of your handwriting. I already wrote down what I think it is, but I'm just curious how it
I'll write
actually looks.
now you can see all of my answers. Yeah, here. I'll use the
And I'll also send my handwriting. That way we have. That way you can see it, and then we can trash talk each other's handwriting, or maybe you can bless my handwriting because of how good it's gonna be. Um,
I don't know if this is particularly all that bad for me. It's not terrible. I can read it. I
I
have a
can read my
particular
handwriting too.
style of handwriting that is difficult to get used to, but
I'll take a picture of my calculus textbook, and you can tell me what you think of my handwriting in my
all right.
notes here.
I sent you my picture. I sent in my picture.
But before I already wrote down an answer that I think, but what is what is your thoughts here? Where did you send it, by the way?
Discord. I sent it on Discord.
Discord.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's in my
It's
handwriting.
like half cursive and half.
My handwriting is really small. That is one thing that is consistent with my handwriting is that it's always very small.
Yeah, and mine is very big. I feel like that reflects our personalities
No,
quite a bit.
no. Okay, I thought you were going. For some reason, didn't think you were going to say personalities, and I was going to say
It also reflects my penis.
no. God damn it! Every time.
All right. So looking at it, my answer is we're about the same. But when you
I
wrote
think
down
we
the
are about the
answer,
same.
I don't know. I think you would be a
I am a
little
little
bit
bit
more
biased.
self-deprecating. I think you would be a little bit more self-deprecating, but also I think you think that I am some kind of chaotic, disheveled monster with no sense of organization or anything like that. So
I kind of do think that a little bit. A
I
tiny
think
bit.
you would say that my handwriting was worse. So I'm going to say that you wrote down my name, but I've already won, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. I did write down your name because I thought your hand like I've never seen your handwriting before, but I just felt like with your personality, your handwriting must be as chaotic as you are. But actually, it's not that bad. You know, it's not that bad.
Yeah. You could see it. I wrote down like 20 notes, 20 note cards for my research paper for English, and you could definitely see it getting worse as as I went, like, 15, 16, 17.
Oh, actually,
It
you know
it
what? Let me pull out my calculus textbook. I'll take another picture because this is before I got my nice pencil.
Yeah. And
But maybe with
speaking
my
of
nicer
pencils,
pencil, well, it'll be great. Let me see.
speaking of pencils, pencils are made of wood. And let me just write down what I wrote down. First of all, uh before we get into uh uh Trey's little carpentry corner,
Oh,
that's
is
the
that what we're
name that I'm
calling
gonna
it?
come up with it. Yeah,
Or the carpentry
just
corner?
on the spot, whatever.
All right, it's gonna
Um,
stick.
I would like to point out that I fought you for 30 minutes until I was blue in the face to use the title that we used last week, which is Dwayne the Cock Johnson. I fought him for 20 minutes, you guys, so that we could have that title. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't know if they're thanking you though.
You're welcome, you guys.
Okay, so
This is the sacrifices that I make for you.
here's the picture that I had whenever I got my new pencil. The handwriting's even smaller. It's kind of it's crazy.
I feel like that does make sense for your personality. You know, I've seen a lot of things where it's like you can tell someone's personality by their handwriting, and I feel like that makes sense. Also, um, let me tell you what I wrote down for your carpentry corner thing. Um,
Okay.
I wrote down. I think I told you this already, but Trey likes working his wood.
Okay.
Parentheses gay
Okay.
is what
I
I
don't
wrote down.
know. But why did you write that down exactly?
Uh, because I wanted to remember that we were going to make a bunch of euphemisms making fun of you for working your wood. Because you love working wood so much. You know, you don't feel good until you got a piece of wood in your hands. You know,
Yeah, I definitely have been trying to get more and more into the woodworking scene,
you've been trying
and
to get more and more wood in your hands
I'm trying to get more experience with wood. That's for sure.
with wood. You gotta
But
be very experienced when you're working with wood.
l-
You know.
well, before we just start getting into euphemisms over and over, let me actually talk about what I did this week.
Okay,
An
but I am
actual
going to take the
update.
piss out of you. I'm gonna make fun of you this whole time.
Sure,
All
sure,
right.
sure, sure. That's fine. Um, so this week was a little slow. I kind of like sprained my hand a little bit,
He
and
sprained his hand from working his wood too much.
I guess that
Oh my god. You're gonna kill me, dude. I have COVID. You can't make me laugh that much. Fuck.
oh,
Oh my
all
god.
right. Let's. I So context to how I sprained my hand, right? So
Keep
I
going,
got
keep going.
I got this like very very thick section of branch that I was using. What I was trying to cut this branch into workable size pieces, right? Now, as
Oh,
somebody
it's so
who is
too big for
not,
you.
again, as somebody who's like learning this from the start, there was a valuable lesson that came out of all of this, and it's that knots in the wood are bad. And now I know that
I
because
I I feel like that could have been obvious, you know?
it would have. You think it would be obvious, but again, I don't know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
And I did not know that until I looked it up, and I was like, why is this not working for me? And it was because the knot in the wood was a little too big. So I found a different piece of wood, and it had like tiny knots, but they were like nowhere near the size as the piece of wood that had the really big knot, right?
I feel like you're really trying out a lot of wood to try and get the wood
But
that you're happy with.
now this piece of wood, it split so beautifully and so much easier than that piece of wood with a knot in it. And we actually started making some progress. That picture that I sent you, Nick, of the my first try of like the wooden knife thing that I'm trying to make.
Yes, yes.
I've made a second one, and I will probably send it to you after the podcast. But I can kind of describe to you some of the things that I did a little bit different this time.
Hmm.
So
Just make
this
it. Just make sure it's
time,
sexual as possible.
I got a bigger piece of wood to start with, right?
Yeah, you got some
Big,
bigger wood.
bigger, thicker, chunkier, however you want to say it, right? All
Yeah,
the above.
yeah, yeah.
Bigger lengthwise,
Now we're
widthwise,
talking. Oh yeah, got to be girthier. Got to be
depth, right?
girthier.
Um,
Oh yeah,
I made sure to make it as smooth as possible because you want that smooth wood, right? Because it's easier to work
yeah.
with.
You got to get that wood nice and smooth.
After I got it like pretty smooth, I traced out my outline and made it into that wooden knife shape that the other one had. And
Hmm.
I noticed almost immediately when I compared it to the other one that I actually might have gone a little overboard and made it a little too big, right? So it's kind of like a
Oh,
Goldilocks situation now, where I made a knife that was way too small for anybody to use, and that was way too big for anybody to use, right? So there
you
might be a
know.
third edition in this wooden knife chapter of me trying to kind of nail the proportions down. I'm still working on smoothing it out and making it more usable, right?
Well, you got to
And
make sure that the wood fits in your hand.
it's a little too big for my hand, but you know how it is.
Sometimes you
Once
gotta
I
use two hands, you know? Ain't no shame in it.
yeah,
Ain't
I
no
was
shame
really
in it.
hoping it would be a one-hander, but it might just be a two-hander. But it's okay.
Hey, there sometimes you
But
really need a two-hander.
but once I smooth it out, and I like take off some of the girth, make it a little bit more easy to hold. I want to go back to the first knife, maybe try to smooth that one up a little bit, and then I'll try to do like I said, a medium-sized knife, kind of in the middle,
Yeah.
and then I should have a set of three knives, kind of to show the progression of it all, right?
Hell
And
yeah. All right.
uh, but that's what I've been working on. Like I said, I kind of sprained my hand a little bit because I was really straining my hand trying to tear that piece of wood apart, and I think that I may have been getting a little frustrated and maybe should not have been hitting it quite as hard. Um,
Perhaps.
but that's the mistake I made, unfortunately. My hand's feeling a lot better right now, and
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much
good.
all that's left in for this project is carving. Not really a lot of like big material that I need to take off, right? It's just like a little bit at a time, so it should be a lot easier. It just will take a while. I did get a couple new tools to add to my collection for some future projects I have in the book that I'm following. I
Mm-hmm.
got a square, just a standard square. That way I can, do some measuring and marking whenever I do some more precise projects. And then I got a Japanese saw, which is supposed to be for more precision cutting instead of like the regular hand saw, which is more for like just fast and aggressive, wood cutting.
Yes.
But there's only like one or two like major tools that I need and a couple of accessories that I need before I'll have my complete set for the entire book. It has been taking me a while to get this wooden knife thing finished, but I think that after I'm done with this, it should kind of be moving forward a little bit better. I realized that the book is set up to like kind of introduce different areas of woodworking. That way you can kind of see what you like the most, right? And I think
Mm-hmm.
I've realized that I don't really like the carving aspect of woodworking as much, and I'm probably going to do more like precision kind of furniture making instead of carving.
All right.
But at least I've tried it. At least I gave it a good old solid try. And I'm still going to finish my project. Maybe I'll change my mind by the end. I don't think so. That's kind of how I'm feeling now, though.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I got some materials. I got some experience. We're making try number two. If try number two goes well, maybe we'll make a try number three, get it even perfect. But that's kind of the update for now. And hopefully, I'll have some more finished products. At least I'll have at least one, hopefully, by next week.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
dude.
Oh, also, one other thing I did is I learned how to sharpen my blades. I sharpened both my axe and my knife
Mm-hmm.
using some sharpening stones that I bought. I think I told you I had the sharpening stones last week, but I finally got the stuff to use the sharpening stones.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it was a little soothing experience, just making it all nice and shiny, all nice and sharp. I even got the little piece of paper, did the little paper thing.
Yeah.
It felt powerful.
Yeah, dude. Good
Yeah,
on you.
but I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm excited to tell you more, tell all of y'all more.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
that's
That
I think that's a
concludes
good place.
the what are we calling it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Trey's Carpentry Corner.
Carpentry corner.
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Speaking of that, actually, our big red button is gonna be connected to that a little bit.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
if you press this button, you can do your hobby, carpentry, for the
Mhm.
rest of your life, but you will only get paid minimum wage, and you'll never get a raise unless the minimum wage goes up.
Mm,
So what is it in Texas right now?
well, the minimum wage in Texas, I don't know what the minimum wage is because I always avoid the minimum wage if I can. But let me check what the minimum wage is.
Because here they just raised it to 12.
It's 725. Is that true? Is that
That's
old?
federal. That might be
Hmm. I don't know if that's still in effect. Is that still in effect? Yep, it's still 725.
yep.
Yes, but mm, here's my thought process behind this, right?
Yeah.
Um, depending on your hobby,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you could have it also be like a like potentially lucrative, like side
Nope.
business sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Nope. Nope. It has to be your main career,
Okay,
and you
look,
can only make minimum wage.
it could be your main career, right? But there's nothing saying that I can't also choose to do my hobby on my off time as well and make money from that. You know what I mean? Like, let's
However
say,
many, many hours you do it, you will gain minimum wage.
well, maybe my hobby, instead of being just carpentry, like you said, I think that if we broaden it to home improvement, right? Broaden it to home improvement,
What? Uh?
which is a very broad hobby, but
I
it
don't.
could
You're not getting
technically.
the reference. You're not getting the reference.
I'm not. Oh, are you talking about like the show? I haven't watched the show in
Yeah.
such a long
Yeah.
time. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I. Oh, actually, wait. Never. Wait. I'm thinking of a different show. Never mind. I don't think I've watched that show.
it's with Tim Allen. It's with
No,
Tim
I
Allen.
don't remember this show. I for some reason I thought Arrested Development. That's not the same thing.
No,
That's not the same
no,
thing.
not even close. No, not even.
Okay, where was I? Yes. If we do home improvement as my hobby, right? That includes like pretty much everything that you would need to make a home and improve a home, right?
Yeah.
Carpentry, furniture making, like electricity, plumbing, all of that, right? If I did
Yes.
every single one of that, right?
And you
Then
will still only make minimum wage.
there's nothing saying that I can't also just like on my own time improve my home. You know what I mean? And then I won't have
But
to buy it. You see, it won't. You know what I mean? It'll be a lot cheaper that way. I'm also thinking about it now. I don't think that there's. I'm trying to make it better, but it seems like a very, very hard thing to make better if you're just saying that there's no way I can make money on the side.
nope, no side money. Just, just.
I do. Okay. 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 How about this? How about this? Right.
I don't
How
know why you're
about
trying to weasel around it,
no no no
dude.
no 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 wait 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 wait. I think that we can make it better. We can make it better. All right. How about
hmm
my main hobby be video games, right? And my secondary hobby, which I can make money off of since it's not my main hobby, is a side business sort of thing like woodworking, right? Because then I can get paid minimum wage just play video games, right? And then I can get like a like an Etsy store or something, you know?
Stop trying to weasel around it. Stop
No,
trying to
I don't
Stop
think
trying to
I
fuck
don't.
me over here.
Is the
You know what the
question your
spirit of the
only
question is.
sort? Is your question?
You
Is your
know,
question your only source of income is your hobby? Is that what you're trying to get at?
yes, your only source of income is your main hobby, and you only get minimum wage for it. But you can, but you do get paid for it.
Look, if I have to be honest with you, Nick, minimum wage in Texas is not enough to afford a place to live.
No, of course it isn't. Of
So
course it isn't.
how would I justify saying yes? I'm trying to. I really am. I'm trying my best. And you're just shutting me down. How about you talk to
Because
me? How about you tell me some ideas of how this yes could ever be viable in any
I would
scenario?
love to be making fucking minimum wage here. You could have a sugar mommy. You basically already do.
Okay, first of all, let's not call her that. All right, that's not the situation we have.
No, but she is the breadwinner.
Well, for now, I'm just I'm coming into it. It's just taking a while.
House husband. House husband.
She has a head start. You know what I mean? Once I
Uh-huh.
catch up,
Sure.
or if I
Sure.
catch up, it'll even out a little bit more. All right.
That's
It
what they
just
all
takes a
say.
while.
That is what they all say.
How do you justify this, Nick? Do you want to make minimum wage?
If I could be a house husband and make minimum wage doing the shit that I like, I would be down as fuck. I I wish I was making $12 an hour on stream. Shit.
Nick,
I wouldn't stop. I would
Nick,
quit college for that.
Nick.
I would just stream all the time.
Oh my
Every
God.
single fucking hour of the fucking day. If I was making $12 an hour, shit, dog. I wouldn't stop. I would not stop.
Actually,
I would
what
be
you know
streaming.
what? Wait. You bring a compelling point though, right? You bring a
So if
compelling
I got
point.
$12 an hour doing this
Am I
this
able to
podcast,
work unlimited overtime?
for every hour you do it,
And do I still get the regular overtime rate?
no, you get minimum wage.
No, but like there's an overtime rate, 1.5.
Is that state mandated?
Yes, over 40 hours, you get a 1.5
Yes, you do
to
get
pay,
overtime. You do
right?
get overtime.
So if
Sure.
I play, in theory, hundreds of hours of video games
Per
uh,
week. Yes.
per week, right?
Which is nothing new for you.
Then I could, you know what? Maybe this is turning around. For a second I thought there was no way to redeem this, but it's coming back.
Yeah. Honestly, I think what it comes down to is if you can get someone else to pay for your shit, you know, if you
You know
do what
what?
you love, you'll never work a day in your life, which is bullshit. There are some days where it absolutely sucks. And I would know because I have made it suck for myself. One would think, oh, there's no way you can make video games suck for yourself. Trust me, there is. There fucking is. I've done it.
Well,
And
there is one way to make video games great for yourself. There's a cool little game. You should try it out.
It's and that's
Called.
gonna be the end of the podcast, everyone. I'm incredibly influential.
I'm highly successful.
We'll see you guys next week.